There are 5 brand new light novel series that are making their debut in the month of May. Join me coming up next, and I'm going to talk about all of them. Hello everybody, and welcome to my monthly look at the brand new light novel series that are making their debut, this time in the month of May 2020. I'm Justus Stone, and I do nothing but talk about light novels here on my channel. I do news, reviews, and this is also the home of the Light Novel Podcast. So if you love light novels, or maybe you're just starting to get interested in them, make sure you hit that subscribe button and also the little bell so you don't miss any of my future light novel content. So as I said at the very beginning, we've got 5 series that are making their debut this month. Well, 4 series and one shot. These titles have a pretty good range in terms of the material that they cover. As always, if you want to see all of the light novels that are coming out in the month of May, I've got that full list ready for you over at EnglishLightNovels.com. I'll have a link in the description down below. First up on May 5th, we've got a title coming to us from Viz. Now there's somebody we don't talk that often about, but of course Viz does carry some light novels. Mostly they are light novels based on their manga properties, and this one is in that same boat. Boat being a hint. It's going to be volume number 1 of One Piece, Ace's Story. Adventures on the high seas continue in these stories featuring the characters of One Piece. Get the backstory on Luffy's brother Ace. This volume contains the origin story of Luffy's adopted brother Ace and tells of his thrilling quest for the legendary One Piece treasure. Washed up on the shores of a deserted island at the edge of the East Blue Sea, 2 men from different backgrounds unite in their shared thirst for adventure. One of them, Portgaz D. Ace, will follow in his infamous father's footsteps as the fearless captain of a pirate crew. The other, Masked Deuce, becomes the reluctant first member of Ace's Spade Pirates. Survival is not enough for these seafaring buccaneers, as together they seek treasure, excitement, and a route to the new world. So, I have to admit, I am not the target audience for this one. I have not watched the anime nor read any of the One Piece manga. I guess that makes me... I don't know, does that make me less of an anime fan? Is this like one of those series that basically everybody should at least know something more about? I don't know, it just was never one that I got into for some reason. I'm usually more of a fantasy sci-fi guy, but then again, this might have lots of fantasy elements and I don't know because I haven't watched it. What are your thoughts about this one? Let me know in the comments down below. On May 7th, now this is a digital advance release from 7 Seas. The actual physical print releases of this one won't be coming out until June 9th. And that is Kuma Bear. This one has 15 volumes currently available in Japan. And just like not too long ago, they have announced that this one is getting an anime adaptation. I have to say that the key art that they had from the anime and the bits of art that I've seen from this light novel, this series just looks super cute. I'm hoping this one is just going to be kind of the fluffy fantasy adventure that is just going to be fun to read. Stronger than the average bear. A dedicated gamer and antisocial shut-in downloads an update to her favorite fantasy RPG, only to find herself sucked into the game world for real. Reset to level 1 and equipped with only a cute bear onesie that grants her impressive abilities, Yuna sets out to explore her new reality. Even though the fact that she can't seem to take the bear suit off gives her pause. I can see there's going to be bear puns aplenty in this one. Readers of Infinite Dendrogram will probably be well prepped for those. But like I said, it looks really super cute. And I think it's just going to be sort of that light, fluffy isekai game fantasy type series that is just going to be entertaining to read. So I'm looking forward to checking this one out, though I think I am going to wait for the print release for this one. On May 22nd, and this is the one-shot that is coming to us from Cross Infinite World, and that is called The weakest manga Villainess wants her freedom. Oh crud, I just realized that I've been reincarnated into my favorite manga as the first boss defeated by the heroine at the start of the story. Worse yet, it turns out my fiancé is the strongest of the four grand magi, and the very villain who slanders my character as a disgrace on her deathbed. I'm out of here. This is the story of the weakest manga Villainess, who seeks out the slow life instead of the villain life. So Cross Infinite Worlds sort of jumping on the whole reincarnated as a villainess bandwagon. This seems to be a really popular trend nowadays, but a lot of the books that have been doing it are really actually quite enjoyable. So I'm looking forward to checking this one out. And the fact that it's a one-shot, I don't know, sometimes those are kind of nice, just reading those sort of self-contained series. This one is similar to their other titles. It's been licensed directly from the author who posted it on So You Want to Be a Writer or an Author. But this author does have another series that was published, so this isn't like a completely inexperienced writer, so it'll be interesting to see how this one plays out. On May 26th, and this one coming to us from Yen On, and that is A Mysterious Job called Oda Nobunaga. This one has 3 volumes in Japan. It's actually a complete series. Now, what makes this one kind of notable is that it's actually the same author as I've Been Killing Slimes for 300 years and maxed out my level. So if you're a fan of that series, you might want to check this one out, although it does sound considerably different. In this world, on the day that they reach adulthood, everyone visits the temple to receive their life's calling. Many will become warriors or magic users. But when the frail younger brother of a minor feudal lord named Arsrod goes in for his job, he comes out with Oda Nobunaga? Not only has that job never been heard of, not a single person can even figure out what it's supposed to mean. But when this young man inherits the experience, tactics, and prowess in war of the great Sengoku strategist Nobunaga, his very destiny will change. So, Oda Nobunaga gets used a lot in light novels, manga, anime, Japanese novels. Yeah, I mean, there's probably, I don't know, is there anybody who, when we talk about pop culture, is there any historical figure, Japanese historical figure that's used quite as often as Oda Nobunaga? I mean, Oda Nobunaga's been like a guy, a girl. I think, isn't there a cat series or something right now, or a dog series? I don't know. Anyway, this one is a pure fantasy, though. It's not a isekai or reincarnation type story, so a little bit of a difference from the whole killing slimes, and sounds like it might be a slightly more serious light novel than Killing Slimes, but I don't know. It's going to be worth checking out at least the first volume to sort of see how this one plays out. The final new release also comes to us on May 26th. This one is a digital advanced release from 7 Seas. The print release isn't coming out until June 30th, so even a little later than Kuma Bear, and that is Penguindrum. Yes, this is the adaptation of the anime series. There are 3 volumes. That's the complete set for this. The novels for the supernatural anime by acclaimed director Kunihiko Ikuhara, who worked on Sailor Moon, Revolutionary Girl Utena, and Sarazanmai. And don't miss the manga, which they're also releasing. Brothers Kanba and Shoma adore their terminally ill little sister, Himari, and aren't prepared to lose her. They're definitely not prepared for a family trip to the aquarium, source of many of Himari's fondest memories, to suddenly turn tragic when Himari collapses and dies. What happens next, however, is beyond the siblings' wildest imaginations, as Himari miraculously returns from the dead, sporting a penguin-shaped hat and accompanied by some magical new friends. Now, I gotta admit, I watched the anime of this series. I found it really interesting and entertaining, and I'm still not sure if I really understand all of it. It's been a long time since I watched it, so but I do remember there were times where I kind of sat there thinking, I'm thinking like this could make more sense. Maybe I'm just too thick to get it. I don't know, but I usually do pretty well with head trippy type stuff. But yeah, this one, it was pretty wild. So I'm almost looking forward to the light novels just to kind of re-experience that story, but in a different format and in a different way. And most of the time I find like novels fill in a lot of the blanks that the visuals sometimes leave out, that shows leave out, even if the show's the original source material. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes novels allow you to get into characters' heads and experience things with them in a way that anime just can't do. That's one of the things that I think we talk about a lot when we're talking about adaptations of light novels into anime, is how the anime always feels a little more superficial than the novel because it never quite gets into the heads of the characters the way that a novel can. So I'm very curious to see how this will translate into light novel format. So definitely kind of a series to check out. And of course, Seven Seas has also gotten the light novel adaptations of Serizanmai, which I probably butcher the pronunciation of every single time I try it. I think I pronounce it slightly different every single time I try it, but nonetheless, it looks like Seven Seas is trying to pick up more of these sort of quirky, popular adaptations of very quirky and popular anime. Hold up, guys. Breaking news. Yes, I'm actually recording this after I recorded all the other new releases for the month of May, because as I was editing this video, there was like this announcement just out of nowhere that there is a not only brand new license of a light novel that's going to be coming out at the end of May, but on top of that, it's from a brand new company that none of us had actually heard of. Company's called Tante Books. They are actually from Madrid in Spain, and they're going to be releasing light novels in both Spanish and in English. So they announced 2 titles. We're going to be talking about this a little bit later, or if you follow the channel and you keep up with my community notes, I did post the news about these series. In any case, their first one's coming out at the end of May, so I thought, you know what, since I still have some time to throw that in this video, I would include it. So coming out on May 29th from Tante Books, this one is a slice-of-life rom-com novel, and they're doing a digital release first. They do have plans to release their stuff in print editions, but of course with the whole COVID-19 kind of throwing everything all to the wind, they're just saying that's going to be coming out once the whole situation sort of settles down and shipping and printing and everything else gets back onto a usual track. So this one is called There's No Way a Side Character Like Me Could Be Popular, Right? I just love you so much, senpai. My name is Tomoki Yuki, a second-year student in high school. I'd say I'm a fairly normal student, save for the fact that everyone avoids me like the plague, because I apparently look like I'm out for blood. Ike Haruma is the only one that doesn't steer clear of me. He's your typical perfect guy in every sense, the protagonist with no real flaws that you see in any given story. Life at school was going on as usual, until one day Haruma's super popular little sister confesses to me out of the blue. Though she later clarifies that her feelings toward me are anything but romantic, and that she has an ulterior motive, I end up accepting my new role as fake boyfriend as a favor to Haruma. Now, believe it or not, the moment I start going out with her, Haruma's idle-tier childhood friend and my super hot teacher get involved with me too? Wait a minute. This can't be a dream rom-com scenario setting itself up for me, can it? I mean, there's no way a side character like me could be popular, right? So very much, I would say, hints of Toradora in this one. The whole main character, the look in his eyes or the look on his face sort of turns everybody off. Starts becoming a bit more, I would say even maybe a little bit of bottom tier character Tomozaki, in that he starts becoming apparently, I guess, more popular as he starts being acquainted with a already popular female in his school. So kind of bits and pieces of other series that we have that, you know, could add up to an original whole. We'll just have to wait and see how this one turns out. Nonetheless, though, it is kind of cool when we don't have a lot of slice of life, romantic comedy type light novels. It's kind of nice not only to get another one, but to see a new company leading with that instead of your, you know, our very typical isekai type stories that, well, you'd almost totally expect that they would lead off with. Although their other title is a fantasy, so that's kind of in that same neighborhood. But like I said, I kind of like that they balanced it out. One fantasy title and one sort of slice of life title. So that's coming out May 29th. Like I said, they're a brand new company, so it'll be really interesting to see what the future holds with them as well. In this video, I want to say a special thanks to Philip Vossenberg, Jean-Luc Chartier, Ricardo Matos, and Mirage for their support on Patreon, as well as the support of all of my patrons who help me to keep this channel running, as well as helping to pay for additional funding for the Light Novel Podcast so that we can get it on as many platforms as possible. So those are the 5 series making their debut in the month of May. Which ones have got you interested? Which ones are you hyped for? Which ones maybe you don't really care? Let me know in those comments down below. And of course, don't forget that if you want to check out all of the light novels releasing in the month of May, and even a little bit beyond, because I try to work ahead on EnglishLightNovels.com, I've got a link to that in the description as well. So thank you so much for joining me in this video. I look forward to seeing you in my next one. Till then, bye-bye for now.